Hello learners, welcome to our today's learning session. We continue with the unit length, perimeter and area. Length, perimeter and area. Length, perimeter and area. Length, perimeter and area. In our today's lesson, we will answer problems, that is exercise 60 in the pupil's book. In our last lesson, we introduced the topic, the subtopic, that is length. We started with length, and I gave you assignment which you did. In our today's lesson, we want to look at operations on length. Operations on length. Operations on length. Operations on length. We will solve problems in exercise 60. And question 1A reads, work out 2 meters and 10 centimeters plus 5 meters and 67 centimeters. This is exercise 60. Exercise 60. Question 1 reads, work out A 2 meters and 10 centimeters plus 5 meters and 67 centimeters. Part B, 4 meters and 92 centimeters plus 3 meters and 77 centimeters. So learners, let us first work out these two problems. This is operation of addition. We will carry out also in part B, operation of addition. So answer A, we are to work out 2 meters, 10 centimeters plus 5 meters, 67 centimeters. When you have such a problem, learners, you see the units of length in this problem are meters and centimeters. Meters and centimeters. So before we add these two, first we are going to convert the meters into centimeters. We are going to convert the bigger units to the smaller units. The bigger units here is the meters. So we are going to convert meters to centimeters, then we add. So step number 1 is to convert meters to centimeters. Convert meters to centimeters, meters to centimeters, then we will add. So in the first case, we have 2 meters. How many meters? We are going to convert 2 meters to centimeters, then we convert 5 meters to centimeters, then we will be in a position to add the units. So first, 2 meters to centimeters. We know that 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. Therefore, 2 meters will be equal to 2 meters divided by 1 meter times 100 centimeters. So this will cancel out with this m. Then you have 2 times 100 centimeters, giving us 200 centimeters. 200 centimeters. So that is the first thing to do. Then we convert the 5 meters again into centimeters. We know that 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. Therefore, 5 meters will be equal to 5 meters divided by 1 meter times 100 centimeters. This meter will cancel that meter. So we have 5 times 100, and that will be equal to 500 centimeters. 5 times 100 centimeters is equal to 500 centimeters. So now we have similar units. We can go ahead and carry out the operation of addition. Operation called addition. The question is 2 meters plus 2 meters and 10 centimeters plus 5 meters and 67 centimeters. So you have seen 2 meters make 200 centimeters. So here we have 200 centimeters plus 10 centimeters plus we have seen 5 meters make 500 centimeters. So we have 500 centimeters plus 67 centimeters plus 67 centimeters. 2 meters and 10 meters is the same as 200 centimeters plus 10 centimeters, giving us 210 centimeters plus 500 centimeters plus 67 centimeters. This is equal to 567 centimeters. So 200, this is 210, 200 plus 10 is equal to 210 centimeters plus 567 centimeters. So we have here 210 plus 567. So here I have 7, then 7, and 7. So the answer here is 777 centimeters. That's the answer. Learners, that is the answer. Alternatively, if you are given this question, like you said, 2 meters and 10 centimeters plus 5 meters and 67 centimeters, if you are to add, then you add the meters. These are meters. This is 2 meters plus 5 meters. Then you add the centimeters, 10 centimeters plus 67 centimeters, which will be equal to 2 meters plus 5 meters. That will be 2 meters plus 5 meters and 10 centimeters. This is 10 centimeters plus 67 centimeters, giving us 7 meters. 2 meters plus 5 meters will give you 7 meters, and 10 centimeters plus this is 10 centimeters plus 67 centimeters. This will be equal to 77 centimeters. So the answer is 7 meters and 77 centimeters, which is equal to 777 centimeters. That is the first part, part A. Then part B. Let us answer B. 4 meters 4 meters and 92 centimeters plus 3 meters and 77 centimeters. 77 centimeters. Using the first alternative method, we can add 4 meters plus 3 meters. These are similar units because you cannot add meters to centimeters. You put together the similar units. Then 92 centimeters plus 77 centimeters. So the answer will be 4 meters, this 4, plus this plus 3 meters and 92 centimeters, plus this plus 77 centimeters. 77 centimeters. So 4 meters plus 3 meters is equal to 7 meters. Then 92 plus 77, we have 9 and 16. This will be 169 centimeters. 169 centimeters. So that is the answer. Learners, we have added meters to meters, then centimeters to centimeters. 4 meters plus 3 meters, giving us 7 meters. 92 centimeters plus 77 centimeters, we have 169 centimeters. Alternatively, we can choose to convert these meters into centimeters, then we express the answer in centimeters. Express the answer in centimeters alternatively. Alternatively, we can change the 7 meters, convert 7 meters to centimeters. We know 100 or 1 meter. 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. Therefore, 7 meters will be equal to 7 meters over 1 meter times 100. This meter will cancel with this meter. So we'll have here 7 times 100 centimeters, giving us 700 centimeters. So we have converted the meters into centimeters. Therefore, the answer will be 700 meters and 700 centimeters and 167 centimeters, which will be equal to 860, adding the two, 867 centimeters. So we can express the answer in the 2 units, that is the meters and centimeters, or we can choose to express the answer in centimeters. We can also choose to express the answer in meters. So that is question 1A-B. I'm going to skip part C because I'll give you assignment. You will do part C, D, and E, so that we do together question 2. Question 2 reads, how many books, each 1.5 centimeters thick, can be kept in a shelf of 1.45 meters high? Question 2, how many books 1.5 centimeters thick, 1.5 centimeters thick can be kept in a shelf 1.45 meters high? Should be a question. So learners, how many books 1.5 centimeters thick. Okay, when you talk of thickness of a book, this is the thickness. If you are to put these books in a shelf, assuming that this is the shelf, if this is the shelf, let me demonstrate shelf. If this is to be, say, a shelf, so, and this shelf is 1.45 meters high, 1.45 meters high. So the question is, how many books can be kept in this shelf, assuming that the thickness of the book is 1.5 centimeters. If this point here is 1.5 centimeters, how many books can be kept in this shelf? Okay, shelf. So out of the 1.45 meters, a book consumes space of 1.5 centimeters. 1.5 centimeters. So how many books can be kept in this shelf? How many books can be kept in this shelf? So that is the question. How many books can be kept in that shelf? So before we answer this question, first, learners, it's important to make sure that you are using similar units. Okay? Ensure you are using similar units. We've been told that the thickness of the book is 1.5 centimeters. The shelf is 1.45 meters. So we are going to convert first the meters into centimeters. It's important, sometimes it's better to work with the, to convert the larger or bigger units to smaller units. So the bigger unit here is meters. So let us convert 1.45 meters to centimeters. We know that 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. Therefore 1.45 meters will be equal to 1.45 meters divided by 1 meter times 100 centimeters. This meter will cancel this meter. So we multiply 1.45 times 100 centimeters to give us 145 centimeters. So this shelf is 145 centimeters high. 145 centimeters high. The question is, how many books 1.5 centimeters thick can be kept in a shelf? And this shelf is 145 centimeters high. 145 centimeters high. So how do we calculate the number of books? So we know that 1.5 centimeters, okay, 1.5 centimeters is taken up by one book. Therefore, how about 145 centimeters? How about the 145 centimeters? One book takes up only 1.5 centimeters. 1.5. How about 145 centimeters? This will be equal to 145 centimeters divided by 1.5 centimeters times the books, okay, times one book. So this centimeter we cancel with this centimeter. Then we have 145 divided by 1.5. So we have here 145 divided by 1.5. To remove the decimal, we multiply the denominator by 10 and the numerator by 10 to give us 1,450 divided by 15. So 5 goes here 3 times. 5 goes here how many times? Goes here. It goes here. 5 goes here 2 times. All right. 5 times 2, 10, 45, 9, then 0. 3 goes here once. 3 goes here 9. 6.6. So this is 96 books. All right. We say 96 books. So how many books 1.5 centimeters thick can be kept in a shelf 1.45 meters high? The number of books will be 96. 96. So let us try question number 3 together. I read question 3. Nyambura's height is 1.48 meters and Onyango's height is 42 centimeters high. What is the sum of their height? Nyambura's height, this is question 3. Nyambura's height is 1.48 meters and Onyango's height is 42 centimeters. What is the sum of their height? What is the sum of their height? What is the sum of their height? The sum of their height, sum of their height will be equal to 1.48 meters plus 42 centimeters. Plus 42 centimeters. So learners, we cannot add meters to centimeters. So we need to convert the meters into centimeters first, then we add what we'll have found here to the 42 centimeters. In other words, we need to work with the similar units. So let us convert 1.48 meters to centimeters. So we know that 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. Therefore, 1.48 meters will be equal to 1.48 meters. We get the reciprocal. 1.48 meters divided by 1 meter. This reciprocal here. Then we multiply by 100 centimeters. So this meters cancels with these meters. We remain here with 1.47 times 100, which is equal to 148 centimeters. So 1.48 meters makes 148 centimeters. Now that we have centimeters here, we can add to these centimeters. So the sum is equal to 148 centimeters plus 42 centimeters, which will be equal to 148 plus 42. This is equal to 190 centimeters. So 190 centimeters is the sum of their height. The sum of their height, that is Nyambura's height and Onyango's height, is 190 centimeters. If asked to convert this into meters, then it becomes simple. You simply convert 190 centimeters into meters. We can still express their height, the sum of their height in meters. We know that 100 centimeters is equal to 1 meter. Therefore, 190 centimeters will be equal to how many meters? This will be 190 centimeters divided by 100 centimeters times 1 meter. This one. So centimeters cancels with centimeters. Then 190 divided by 100 is equal to 1.9 times meter here times 1 meter. So 190 centimeters makes 1 meter. So when expressed in centimeters, the sum of their height is 190 centimeters. When expressed in meters, the sum of Nyambura's and Onyango's height is 1.9 meters. So learners, we are going to do our last exercise. Our last example is question number 4. I read, an athlete has a stride of 1 meter and 25 centimeters. How many strides can he make in a race of 0.7 kilometers? Let me just write the question. An athlete has a stride of 1 meter and 25 centimeters. How many strides? How many strides does he make? Does he make in a race of 0.75 kilometers? An athlete has a stride of 1 meter. Stride. This is a stride. It's just like one step. If you are to measure a stride, then from one leg to the other, from one leg to the other, one leg to the other, those are toes, all right? Those are toes. From this point to this point, we are told here, it's 1 meter and 25 centimeters. Now, in a race of 0.75 kilometers, assuming from this point to this point, the whole race, the race here is 0.75 kilometers. So the question is, how many strides does he make in a race of 0.75 kilometers? How many strides? So first of all, learners, as I've just said earlier, when you are working or an operation or solving a problem where you have been given different measures of length. In this case, we have meters, we have centimeters, and we have kilometers. The first thing to do is to convert the measures or the units into 1 unit. And it's always better to convert the bigger units to smaller units. So the smallest unit here is the centimeter. So we are going to convert the meters and the kilometers into centimeters. Then we will answer the question, how many strides does he make in a race. So let us first convert this stride. This stride is in meters and centimeters. This race is in kilometers. So 1 meter and 25 centimeters, we need to convert this into centimeters. We know 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. So we don't need to convert. We have already converted 1 meter into the centimeters. Then we'll convert the 0.75 kilometers into centimeters. Kilometers into centimeters. So 1 kilometer is equal to 100,000 centimeters. 1 kilometer is equal to 100,000 centimeters. Therefore, 0.75 kilometers will be equal to 0.75 kilometers divided by 1 kilometer times 100,000 centimeters. 100,000 centimeters. So this kilometer will cancel out with this kilometer. Then we'll have 75. 0.75 times 100,000 centimeters will be equal to 75,000 centimeters. 75,000 centimeters. So 0.75 kilometers is equivalent to 75,000 centimeters. 75,000 centimeters. So that is first step. Convert the units so that you have uniform units. Then the question, how many strides does he make in a race of 0.75 kilometers? We know that one stride is equal to 1 meter and 25 centimeters. 1 meter and 25 centimeters, which is equal to 1 meter, which is 100 centimeters. So one stride, we know one stride is equal to 1 meter and 25 centimeters, which is equivalent of 100. We have converted this 1 meter into centimeters, equivalent to 100 centimeters and 25 centimeters, which gives us 125 centimeters. 125 centimeters. That is one stride. One stride. One stride is equal to 125 centimeters. So how many strides will there be in 75,000 centimeters? How many strides will the athlete make in 75,000 centimeters? So you see now, candidates, we are working here with the uniform units. 125 centimeters stride, and the rest 75,000 centimeters. So how many strides? How many strides? We know 125 centimeters make one stride. 125 centimeters make one stride. Therefore, in a race of 75,000 centimeters, how many strides is this athlete expected to make? How do we do it? We will divide. We are going to divide 75,000 centimeters by 125 centimeters times one stride. So this we will simplify. We are going to simplify. 5 goes here, This one cancels out with that. The centimeters will cancel out. Then here 25, or let's start with the least. 25 goes here. 5 goes here 2 times. 25 times. Okay, 5 goes here 25 times. 5 goes here how many times? This is 1, 5, 15,000. 15,000. 5 goes here how many times? 5 times. 5 goes into 15 how many times? It goes here. Here we have 15,000 divided by 25. So 5 goes here 5 times. And we've seen 5 goes here 3 times. So 5 goes here once, 5 goes here 600 times. So the answer is 600 strides. 600 strides. The athlete makes 600 strides. So learners, that is what is expected when answering these questions. These are operations on length. So we have done 4 questions. I want you to go and attempt question 1, C, D, and E. This will be your exercise. Exercise. We'll come to the end of our lesson today, but before we break, this is your exercise. Number 60. Go and do question 1. We did A, B together. Go and do C, D, and E. Then we will attempt question 4 to question 16. This is pupil's book. This is your book. Make sure all the questions are done before you attend the next class. In case you'll have a problem answering any of these questions, please write to us. Below this video, there is a comment section. Ask your questions and we'll help you to answer the questions here on the board. Thank you and bye-bye.